right. Hi. We're back. Podcast with Melinda and Sarah from Treasure Charm Boutique. That's just what I do, but you will find this on Double S Art, which is a YouTube that I've had for a long time. And we're just here today. We're actually going to talk about some health things, just like things that we have gone through, our husbands have gone through. You know, we're old grandmas, so we went through quite a bit. And Melinda can introduce herself and also tell you how many grandkids she has.
Hi, my name is Melinda, and I have 7.
I don't know.
Oh, wait, 5, 7 biological grandkids, and then I have 5 adopted grandkids.
I think you have 8. Emmanuel's.
You're right.
Isaiah's,
I have 8 biological
Eli,
grandkids.
and then Brandon.
Yep, I have 5 on Brandon and Savannah, and then Isaiah and Zandra, Eli. Yeah, you're right. 8 now with Emmanuel's. That's right. 8 biological grandkids and then 5 adopted grandkids.
Yeah.
Yep.
So she's got a lot of grandkids. I have 2 boys. They're just the love of my life. I love them so much. Anyway, so today we're going to kind of talk about just a lot of health issues. We've all had like different health things that we've had to deal with. I have had rheumatoid arthritis since the time I was 3 years old. They found out that I had that, but my mom has known that I've had it since I was like 6 months old. I crawled funny. They used to call me a lizard. I crawled like a lizard. And anyway, so at 3 years old, my knees swelled up like softballs. So they were huge. And my mom brought me in and they did like exploratory surgery. And they didn't really know or find anything at that time. They didn't think of a young person like me having arthritis. So then they did surgery on one of my elbows. So I don't know which one it is. This one, maybe? This one, yeah. And so anyway, my mom was like, well, I think it looks like arthritis. And they did a blood test, and sure enough, it was arthritis. So I had what they called juvenile rheumatoid arthritis into adulthood. And a lot of doctors said, oh, she's not going to make it past puberty. You know, the statistics are she just won't, it'll affect her organs by then. Some doctors said, oh yeah, she'll never have babies. So I always feel like I'm a walking miracle because I've had babies, I have grandkids, very healthy kids. And I just have done a lot more than the doctors say. In fact, about 2 years ago, I would say, I went to a rheumatologist and he was like, well, you don't have arthritis anymore. It's not active. It's not going to do anything or affect your joints. And I noticed that because I don't wake up with swollen joints. I don't hurt like I used to. I just hurt from the damage that had been done before. And one of the things, I mean, I prayed a lot coming to New Hampshire. And another thing I did was I went vegan for a while. Like 4 years, I was strictly vegan. I don't do it anymore, but I can tell you it really changed my life. Like, I don't know if it just like broke the cycle of inflammation or what, but now
I was going to say maybe that's what happened is you being on the vegan for 4 years just allowed your body to heal. It needed that.
It needed whatever it needed. It worked. And I'm not saying like, oh, you know, everybody should go vegan. I would never tell anybody that, but it's worth anything to change the way your body normally reacts, it's worth it, honestly. And I know Matt, my brother, has gone through quite a few health problems. And if you wanted to talk about like his recent thing that he dealt with.
Yeah, Matt and I went to San Diego with with most of our kids. And while we were there, he ended up having about diabetes comatosis. Anyways, so he's been diagnosed with diabetes. And so now he has to have a totally different diet. It's a new thing to us. So we're having to eat totally different, which I'm liking because I can lose weight now. Ever since I quit smoking, I've gained some pounds. So I was like, well, I guess I'll join you in the diet. So yeah, but I put on about 40 pounds. So
yeah.
So but it's healthier anyway. So but yeah, it's a totally different diet that we have to be on. I'm not forcing the kids to be on it. I still make them dinner like they normally, eat. Matt and I eat a very low carb, high protein diet. So
what kind of foods do
the kids still like their pastas? We do salmon, so any kind of meat we have, it has to be lean. Lots of vegetables. We do probably more vegetables and lean meat than anything else. I can throw in like a half cup of like potatoes or pasta, or rice, but we're finding ourselves we really don't care for it. So we kind of threw out some of the pasta and the potatoes. Once in a while, Matt will be like, hey, let's do potatoes or mashed potatoes. I'll throw that in. But normally it's a plate of meat and a plate of veggies or a salad is what we're noticing. Lunches are a little bit harder, but we're getting through it. It's a new, like, he can't have any processed like lunch meat. So anything that you buy, it cannot be processed. That's one big thing that they say for Matthew to stay away from because of it. The diabetes, he has to
cheese. Is cheese processed? Can he have cheese?
Cheese he can have, regular cheese, but he can only have a little bit of it. So like, even like when I put mayonnaise on a sandwich, he's only allowed a teaspoon of mayonnaise. So your sandwich is pretty dry. So, it's like.
You know what? I don't even like food. I just like the condiments. Give me all the condiments.
Like I know.
Barbecue sauce.
And we're a condiment family. So
mustard. Yeah, and, have it oozing and dripping down my arm. And so that would really be hard for me to eat a dry sandwich. I'd be like, how about I just don't have a sandwich?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. That's where we're getting. We're like to the point where we don't even really care for a sandwich anymore. We're like, I'll just go and get like a breast of chicken and I'll fry that up and we'll have that in a salad or, I'll put it in the salad. It's just a totally different. And it's not that he can't have it. This is what the doctor said. He can have it, but then he's got to, do more of the shot of the insulin. And Matt's like, I really don't want this insulin. Well, since we've been eating this way for, I think it's been almost 2 months. Can't remember, but they're actually taking him off the insulin. And we're in our process of.
I know it was around March 18th because that's when Gus was in the hospital undergoing surgery. And you guys, you end up calling me or something. I seen it on Facebook or something, and I seen that he was not doing good. And so I called you.
Yeah. So, yeah, so it's been 2 months and he was having to give himself 3 shots a day. And then, in between, every time he ate, he had to give himself a shot. Now he's down to once a day. And it's like, I think he's down to 18 milligrams of insulin now,
And what were
once
you
a day.
telling
And
me how high his, whatever it is, I don't know much about diabetes, but his blood sugar level was what when he went in the hospital?
Yeah, his blood sugar was, so I guess blood tests, they can, it goes up to 1,250. The doctor thinks it was at 1,500. He says that it's a miracle he was even walking and talking.
Yeah.
He wasn't making sense, but it's a miracle that Matthew is alive. They've stated that many times. With a blood sugar that high, it's amazing. They did say that he looked like a stroke victim when I had first brought him in, and that's the first thing they check his blood and all that. So that's how we knew instantly it was. They came to me and he's like, "So does he have diabetes?" And I'm like, "No." And they're like, "Well, he's got something going on." And I'm like, "Yeah, no, I've never, no." I said everything that was wrong with him. He's got narcolepsy, he's got sleep apnea, he's got COPD, he's got kidney failure. I said, but nope, he's never had a high blood sugar. And they're like, well, we're investigating this now. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And so, yeah, they didn't actually know, because part of his body was shutting down is what was going on. So within a 24-hour period, they had told me, we'll have to see how much damage this has caused.
Right.
So I waited with all my kids there in California.
I remember being in the hospital and so like crying and worried that, my husband wasn't going to come out of surgery very good. And because he always has such a hard time coming out of surgery. And then I was scared that my brother was going to die. And I'm like, I can't be two places at once. And, it was like rather traumatizing. And Gus said, yeah. And so Gus had to have his esophagus removed, and he had his stomach pulled all the way up to act like an esophagus. And he's had like heartburn and all these issues right here for a long time. I mean, this has been going on since we lived in Washington, which was, my kids were like, I think Joshua was like 9. Well, he was 8 years old when we left to go to Arizona. So he was 8 years old when Gus started having like really bad heartburn issues, and had like a NISC or whatever they're called put in here, and just so many issues. So then finally now, because they were worried about him getting cancer, they decided to go ahead and just remove his esophagus. And that was probably the hardest surgery I ever went through with him. It was so painful. I've never seen him in so much pain in my life, and then stressing about my brother. And I was just like, oh my goodness, like, what is going on? So that was quite the deal. And, it's like, sometimes I'm like, oh my word, does Matt have 9 lives? Because he literally has been through the ringer with his health. And it is just wild how much he has pulled through. I mean, there was another time I went to Seattle because you guys went camping or something. I can't remember the story.
It seems like every family trip that we've went on lately, doesn't turn out to be such a family trip. It turns out to be a disaster. So, yeah, we went on a camping trip, and Matt started like not making sense. And I was like, something's going on with him. Well, so we let it go on for a couple days. Well, I was checking his oxygen, and I felt like there was something wrong with his oxygen machine before we had left. So I had talked to Intergen, and they're like, oh, no, it's fine. I'm like, well, there's a yellow light. Oh, no, it's fine. I'm like, okay, well, we'll see. So they told me that the machine was fine. Well, anyways, we get camping, and there's a big, huge fire that's out there. So, of course, Matthew and I, that's the
A
worst
forest
thing
fire,
for our
not
asthma.
just a campfire.
Yeah, a forest fire. And that's like one of the worst things for Matt and I's asthma is fires. So, anyways, we were kind of choked up. Well, like I said, he wasn't making sense. We were there for a few days, and then he started kind of going downhill. And I kind of was like, he's not making sense. And anyways, he had during that day, that night, he had soiled himself. Well, anyways, I cleaned him up, got him taken care of. And had to take him up to the bathroom. One of the kids had helped me clean him up. We got him all cleaned up. And we had just got him back to the van. He wanted to sleep in the van that night. And so I was like, okay, well, I heard him saying something. Anyways, I woke up and he had soiled himself again. Well, at that point, I looked at the kids and I said, I'm calling 911. Something is desperate. Something is wrong with him. This is unusual. We're going to the hospital. So anyways, I called the fire department. It took them 45 minutes to get to him. Well, anyways, with the help of me and the kids and everything, we hoisted him up into the ambulance, got him out of the van, and got him to the hospital. Next thing I knew is they were life flighting him into Seattle. And they had intubated him and everything. They told me that it would be a miracle if he made it out of the hospital that time. He had already been intubated like 3 times prior to that. So,
and what was the reasoning behind the fact that he couldn't breathe? Renal failure? What was it?
his CO2 levels were so high that it was poisoning him.
And what are CO2 levels?
When you have COPD and sleep apnea, it's like the carbon monoxide ends up getting into your blood.
Oh.
And so it raises it up to dangerous levels. So it's like a gas kind of poisoning you. It's what I kind of get. I mean, that's kind of what I am guessing, but they said it can be very deadly. So,
right. Yeah, it's wild to have you feel like
intubated, and
after going to so many doctor's appointments, you feel like you're part doctor now. So hearing all the doctor words, you're just so used to it. But, I'm sure it's like for people that don't know what it is, it's like, what's going on? Yeah.
Well, and I still go home and I still Google stuff and even like today I took Elijah to the doctors. He's had lots of gastro problems, and about a week ago
Eli
I took
is
him
your son?
Yes. My
Elijah.
7th son. Anyway, so I took him up to the hospital. He's been having a lot of gastro pain. Well, he's already had some of his intestines removed because of that. So I'm like, I'm not going to mess with it. Anyway, so I took him up and they said that some of his intestines are looking pretty inflamed. So they're not sure if it's a blockage or whatever. So we're having to wait to get him into a GI doctor. So we had to get a referral from his PCP. Anyways, we got to go through all the rigmarole. So now we're going down that road with Elijah, but all these, it's like he had said something about his intestines, and I'm still trying to figure it out, but I guess I'll just wait until we go to the GI doctor because I'm a little confused. They're like, it's like the back part of the intestines, which I didn't know that there was a front part and a back part. I didn't know. I still don't know. So I'm going to Google this.
And I mean, when Gus was in the hospital, there's so many things can go wrong with your stomach. And, you know, one thing I found out was how much like our food makes such a difference in our life, because when I ate really, really good, so for a while there, I was actually going to a co-op and I only ate like absolutely fresh foods that were from the farms in my neighborhood.
Mhm.
And honestly, to say there's not a whole lot of food you can eat. I mean, if you're only eating stuff that is made from your neighborhood, there's like you can get bread, you can get some meat, and you can get some vegetables. It's amazing how many things we get from other places, but
Yeah.
not necessarily are they always, healthy. And getting, frozen foods that are breaded in any way that have been sitting there for who knows how long are probably not the best
Exactly.
foods to eat. But like when I was doing that, I felt so good. Probably the best I've ever felt. And one
Yeah.
of the things that I actually have like realized is like a leaky gut makes such a huge difference in your life, because if if your body is leaky gut is like, so things that are going through your stomach or intestines are uh, getting out into your system before they're supposed to, basically. I mean, that's what I get. Maybe that's not how it is, but um, I'm not a doctor, so I don't know. But I think that when we can like heal ourselves, even with food, wow, does it make a
Oh
difference
yeah.
in our life? Huge difference.
Oh yeah.
It's just
I've
night
even
and
seen
day.
a difference in Matthew. Like, he's only lost maybe 5 pounds, but the swelling in his face, I can already see that it's coming down. And like even in his feet and in his arms. And I mean, I actually had thought that he had lost more weight than what he had actually did.
Oh,
I mean, I was like, I'm thinking probably 20 pounds just because of uh, the swelling in his face.
oh,
But it's because of the food. It's
yeah,
because of all, I mean, we've taken out so many processed foods. I mean,
yeah,
I did not realize how much processed foods we've eaten, like lunch meats, um, you know, cheeses, even some of like the dinners that I was doing that are in a bag. Those are out the door now. Like,
right.
you unfreeze
They
them and stuff.
seem
It's
like
all
they're
processed.
good food. They seem like they would be good food, and they seem like, oh, well, this is healthy. I mean, it's vegetables and meat, but really
Exactly.
it's so processed that you're not getting any nutrition from it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Even the frozen foods, they told us it's better for us to go by the fresh. The
yeah,
frozen foods that are at the store in the freezer department has a process that they have to still go through. And he said that it's best for us just to, if we're going to have broccoli or we're going to have asparagus, just go buy it fresh.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so that was what the dietitian told us. And I
Hmm.
mean, of course, we can't do that all the time, but
Yeah,
definitely eating that way and cutting out a lot of things that we've done, I can definitely see a difference in that for
yeah.
sure.
And I feel like it
And I
gives
mean,
you
I
way
am
more
and
energy.
myself, I can definitely.
Yeah,
Oh, I was just going to say that. I feel like I have way more energy. Like,
yeah,
I felt tired like every single time I ate. I felt like I would get so tired. Well, that's because of all this processed food. It's
yeah,
like I had just got through eating right before this podcast, and normally I'd be like, "Oh, I'm so ready for a nap," and I'm like, "Oh, I'm ready to go. Let's go get some stuff done." So,
yeah, yeah. It does make a difference what you eat. Um, a long time ago, I followed this girl, and she had been really struggling with her weight and struggling with um, feeling good. And so she decided to cut out all processed foods. And she was saying that from what she found was, even if you're overweight, you're actually starving because your body can't process the food, so it stores it. and it doesn't know what to do with it. So it's storing it all over your body. And then it causes you to gain weight, but you're starving. And so I thought that was really interesting that like people, you know, that are overweight can actually be so hungry because their body isn't getting the right nutrition because everything's so processed. And it's so hard to, it is really hard to like actually take the time to make the meals. I feel like
I was just going to say that.
Yeah. When I was young, you know, young.
If I had 8 little kids still and trying to have this diet that Matt's on, I would be beside myself trying to do his meal along with the 8 kids' meal. I'd be like, oh, this is crazy. So it's kind of nice. I mean, it's kind of a blessing that we found this out later in life. That he's got this. So it makes my life a little bit easier.
But there is people that do it all the time.
I don't know if you want to call my daughter a little one. She'd probably sock me for that, but she's still my little girl. Yeah.
But what were you saying?
So
about Juby? What were you saying about?
I was saying, I said, she's my little one. I said, I only have 2 little ones at home.
Oh,
and she would probably say, I'm not a little one, but she's still my little girl.
Right.
So, but.
Well, and it makes a difference.
I mean, I know people out there have to do gluten-free diets and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah. I've had to do gluten-free diet. Let's see. Eric was diagnosed gluten-free probably when he was about 10 years old. He was having all kinds of issues, very emotional. From the time he was a baby, he oh my goodness. Sorry, Eric. Had constipation so bad. And it was all the time. And his stomach always hurt. Even from a little tiny baby, he had constipation. And so he dealt with that until he was probably about 10. And then I brought him into a nutritionist finally. All this stuff was happening. He was having anxiety stuff. And so they had said that he was celiac. Well, back then I didn't know what gluten was and what gluten wasn't really. I hadn't educated myself. And so he's like, I had always bought red licorice from Costco. So he's doing his homework and he's eating his red licorice and he's getting madder and madder. And he's like, I'm so mad. I'm like, you are acting like you're eating wheat. He goes, I'm not eating wheat. I am eating licorice. And I looked on the package and sure enough, first ingredient, wheat. I'm like, you got to drink water to get that out of you. But yeah, you know, trying to keep on certain diets. And I can just imagine like having children who have diabetes and trying to always watch what they eat, how they eat. You know, my kids knew this one girl.
Oh, yeah.
She was just so sweet. And I could always tell when she was eating something she shouldn't. Like if she had a lot of sugar or something, she would get in the car and she would talk nonstop. And I'd be like, did you have a brownie or something? She's like, yeah, but I didn't eat the whole thing. I'm like, yeah, but I can tell that you can't stop talking. So I think you ate something you shouldn't have. But yeah, I mean, it is wild how much food really does affect us. You know, it affects our mood.
Yeah.
It affects,
well, even
how
like
we feel.
Some of the things that you don't. Yeah. Well, and then the things that you're like, wow, that has a lot of sugar in it. Like, what was it I got? Oh, pomegranate juice. I was like, well, it's 100%. That should be okay for, Matt to have a little bit of it. Come to find out, it's like the worst juice to get for him.
Oh, yeah. Gus's doctor does not want him drinking any juice. In fact, I got in so much trouble. He goes, I want you to go home and you throw that juice away. Throw it in the garbage. I do not want him drinking juice. And he was like mad at me, like, I went and bought the juice. Well, I'm not a huge juice fan, so I don't drink juice. And I would rather have water or coffee. Like I just don't do juice. A seltzer. Seltzers are great, but I'm not a juice person. And oh my goodness, he was so mad. Like I went and bought this juice and was like, here, honey. And he's like, you need to stop buying it. I'm like, grocery shop. He does all the grocery shopping. So
exactly.
But he Dr.
Matt can't have any juices.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he can in a treat, but that's a kind of a treat. Like if he has a juice, then that's his treat for the day.
Yeah. And the thing is would you rather have a juice versus actually a little bite of ice cream? I'll take the ice cream.
Exactly. That's Matt. He's like, yeah, I'll take my ice cream. He likes his ice cream, or he's on a sorbet kick right now, so he likes sorbet. And he rather and the dietitian says that's way better for him anyway. So but it doesn't have as many calories. But so he definitely keeps his desserts for at night. So and he's really, I mean, he's a willing participant. It's better when they're willing to be like on their diet too, and he knows how important it is. I mean, so it's nice having him
absolutely,
on board too.
Right. I mean, definitely if they're going to be like crabby about their food and be mad at you for trying to keep them healthy, it's really kind of too hard to be like, look, you have to eat this, not that. I mean, Gus loves food, and he has such a hard time with not being allowed to drink juice, honestly. He likes his juice. Mm-hmm. He has like, in the morning, he has like, okay, I'm going to drink this juice with this food and that. Like every meal plan has a certain juice that goes with it, I mean, I'm just like, I eat my egg in the morning. I don't care about having this.
So what was their reasoning for? So what was their reasoning for him not able to have the juice? Is it the acid in it for his throat, or
too much sugar? He said it's too much sugar and it's too acidic. If basically said if you were to, you could never, like, okay, say you're eating a fruit, right? You're eating a berry. You could never eat as much berries as was in that glass of fruit, So you could eat like 5 or 6 berries, but you're in a juice, and that's sugar. But in juice, you're eating like 40. So he was like, that's way too much sugar for anybody. He doesn't like juice at all for anybody. He doesn't care who you are.
Oh yeah.
So,
yeah. Well, that makes sense. Yeah. I mean, even if you don't, but you make your own juice, and that's one thing we have found out. Matthew's only like allowed to eat like 10 grapes because otherwise it's too much sugar, or he's only allowed to have 1 apricot because it's too much sugar. Even the natural sugars are bad for Matthew. It doesn't matter if it's a cup of sugar or if it's natural sugar. It doesn't matter. He cannot have either or. So
I know, and you think fruit's good
so
for you.
What you would normally think is that
it's so hard. Like, but you can have all the vegetables. Well, even in vegetables, it's carbs. So it's just
like even some potatoes.
Potatoes are one of the worst. And it's so annoying to actually have to care so much. Like, then you want to go out to dinner or something, and you're like, let's pretend the doctor didn't say any of that. Let's just do whatever we want. So it's hard when it comes to your food because you have to eat. Yeah. And you have to,
well, and that was one thing I did talk to the dietitian about. I was like, well, I did talk to the dietitian, and I was like, and even the medical doctor, I was like, so when we go out to eat, what can we order? She goes, well, if you guys are going out to eat maybe once or twice a month, she goes, order what you want.
Yeah.
She goes,
Yeah, if you went
you're
out
only going
every
out to eat once.
night, it would be a
Now,
little
she
bit
said fast
different.
food,
Yeah.
but we don't even do that. So fast
Yeah.
food, she said, is off the table.
Oh, yeah.
Fast food is definitely not something we can do anymore. So,
Right. Well, Gus and I just went to the restaurant that you and I went to at Hampton, and oh my word, we had the haddock, and it had a little smokiness into it. Oh, it was the best. I can't wait to go there again to have that haddock.
oh,
It's
yum.
so good. And I had a haddock
What was it?
sandwich. Haddock, fish. Mine was
Oh, I've
fried
never heard of
haddock.
it.
Haddock, oh, it's a white fish. It's so good. I mean, if they cook it right.
Oh,
The
sounds good.
haddock is very, very good. Very good. And it
Oh,
had a
yeah.
little smokiness to it. And then they had the best tartar sauce
Oh,
ever.
yum.
It was so good. Yeah, it was very, very, very good. So, I like that. I like to be able to go out to eat, but not all the time. Some people go out to eat so much that it's just like they don't even care to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like, we
Yeah,
go out
you
to eat.
told us. Yeah, and that was the other thing. She did tell us we can go out to any Mexican restaurant that we want. They will have
that's
everything that he can eat there.
Wow.
She said that.
Score
And I
one
was
for the
like, wow,
Mexican.
that's kind of nice. That's right. She said, stay away from the Asians food. Chinese food is really, really bad. Don't even go there. It's too salty and too much processed
Oh.
foods there.
I love Chinese
Yeah.
Asian food. I love
So
Asian.
does Matthew. So Matthew loves
hard.
pad thai, and she said nope.
No pad thai, huh? Oh,
Oh, poor guy. But I mean,
yeah.
if he wanted to once in a while, maybe that could be a treat for him. But we've just decided going out to eat is no fun anymore. So we just
Yeah.
don't do it.
Can't really eat anything anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, you know what? It does pay to be healthy, though, doesn't it? Because you feel so much better. And,
It does.
sometimes I feel like I feel better now than when I did when I was end of my 30s and early 40s. I literally have
Yeah.
more energy now. I can do stuff. I actually exercise all the time. I go to the Y all the time. I am running around this house. I'm, getting the my shop all done. I just like feel like that's all I do. I run. I don't know if I could have done that like before I changed my diet. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah.
And it's just, it feels good to be healthy. It feels good to actually.
It does. It does. I mean, I feel way. I feel way healthier since I quit smoking. Like doing certain things, I can do way more. I'm not so out of breath, and now doing this diet, I definitely feel more energy. So
yeah,
it's way nicer.
That helps. Yeah, I know. I feel like when I was young and feeding for my kids, or making dinners for them, I feel like a lot of times I went through and I made breakfast, cleaned up breakfast, and then I was thinking about lunch. Then I made lunch. Then I cleaned that up. And then I would make dinner. And I was like, all I'm doing is making food. But I mean, it was what I had to do. I wanted to feed my kids good, but oh my word, I think about that sometimes. I don't do that as much now. I mean, Gus makes the food and he likes to cook. And so it's nice to be able to hand that off. Not that we have little kids to feed, but it's like I only eat one egg in the morning and then I do my fasting before I was only eating at 3 to 8, and I didn't eat any other time. So, but then I was feeling like I didn't get enough protein and stuff. So then I was like, I need to eat an egg in the morning. So I eat my egg in the morning, and then I go until probably about 4 o'clock, and I have like a snack. And I like eating that way. And it makes it so I don't, think about all these different meals and stay in the kitchen all day. And when you have to actually make the food yourself, it does take time. I mean, even a sandwich, throw a sandwich together.
It does.
You have to cut this, you have to cut that, you have to, get the lettuce out, you have to put everything away, And it's a long process.
Exactly.
It's worth it, but it is.
It is.
Yeah. I mean, making a salad.
It is.
Sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm too lazy to make a salad. I really want a salad and I want to eat a salad, mostly because I want to eat the dressing. But it's a big job. You got to peel the lettuce and chop the onions and chop the carrots and get this out and get that out. I usually have those baby corns, and like I'll have some beets, pickled cucumbers and, all kinds of things. But it takes time to chop all those things,
And then you got to put it all away.
And then you have to put it all away. And it only takes like everybody like 5 seconds to eat it. You're like, didn't you enjoy that? Like, that took me all day. Now we have to start, putting everything away.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's a big job. Can we just fill ourselves up faster? But that's the thing, is time consuming. And a lot of people don't have time to eat good. Yeah, and that's sad. They run to fast food because, they're working or whatever, and nobody has time to eat right. It's really hard to eat right.
Yeah.
I know some people I know do, like, every Sunday they like meal prep, which I think is really cool. I would totally do that.
Yeah, that's something I've thought about doing.
Yeah. So a friend of mine,
definitely thought about
actually every Sunday they get out what they're going to make for the whole week, and then they prep everything. So everything gets, this is cut for this and this is cut for that, and then they put it in the fridge. And I guess there's like a meal prepping guide. I don't know, but that way you can like figure out what you need to prepare and what you need to buy for the whole week. So I think that's pretty cool. I would do that.
Yeah.
Then you could just whip it.
Yeah, I should check into that. That'd be nice to do at night.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, totally.
Because, I just feel like, even when you have kids and stuff, it's like they're wanting you for this or that or whatever. And when your kids are still little and not home, or you're running to the doctor's appointment, or you're running here or running there, or you're getting this or getting that. And
and especially with all these doctor's appointments. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Doctor's appointments are a big thing. And, they're needing.
Seems like we live there.
Yeah. Live at the doctor's. Yeah. Yeah. That's not fun.
Yep.
And if I were to tell any like 20-year-old or 30-year-old right now, I would say, take care of your body. I know that's like such a cliche, because that's what they all say. All the old people say, take care of your body when you're young. And they're like, look, I can do what I want.
Mom told us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mom told us we were eating garbage.
Please, Mom. Yep.
I'm going to eat these fries. I'm going to eat this hamburger. It tastes so good. Yeah. Well, Mom was right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Darn it.
She was very into nutrition and health and stuff. She was. I miss her.
Yeah. I miss her too.
Yeah, I do too. I miss her like every single day. But
she'd be proud of us now. She's probably thinking, it took you guys long enough.
Yeah, she would be proud of us. She would be like, oh my goodness. She would be so in shock of how good I feel. you know?
Yeah.
She's like, you don't wake up hurting? No, I don't wake up hurting. So I love that.
Yeah.
But I definitely like eating healthy. Yeah, and you know what? The funny thing is, you can talk about health all day long with some people, and other people, it's like, oh, not this topic, you know, because they just are like, I don't even care. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
But, it's something to
Yeah.
always think about. Yeah. But I think that we could wrap it up. And it was great being here, and it was so fun visiting with you. And definitely keep doing this. And
Yeah.
please, anybody that wants to join, you are very welcome. Let us know. Please hit the like, the subscribe, and please comment. Commenting helps so much, even if it's just to say hi. I watched this. I'm here. It was, great or dumb or whatever you want to say. Um, and we really appreciate it. And we thank you so much for being here with
Yep.
us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, and by the way, all of this is for the glory of God. We love Jesus.
That's right.
And we're so thankful He is our Savior. Have a great day.
You too.